You're listening to Vaquero News.
Good morning and welcome back, Vaqueros, to this week's newscast, coming to you live from Brownsville. I am Victor Ramirez, and we hope you had a restful weekend. Today is August 31st, and the time is 9 a.m. Starting out the newscast, UT Health RGV is now offering COVID-19 antibody testing on 3 locations in the Valley. COVID-19 antibody testing is now available for the public at UT Health RGV in Harlingen, Mercedes, and Edinburgh. According to a UTRGV news release, UT Health RGV, the clinical arm of the School of Medicine, launched antibody testing as a third component of their pandemic initiatives. Director of COVID-19 operations at the UT Health RGV Clinical Lab, John Thomas, says the goal of the antibody testing is to be able to identify individuals who have contracted COVID-19 in the past.
So this is something that UTRGV has been working on for the last probably 6 to 8 weeks. We purchased the machine to do the antibody testing, which is called an Alinity. The machine from Abbott has been certified by the FDA.
According to the news release, the antibody test is done by drawing blood and the sample is sent to the UT Health RGV lab for results, usually available within 24 to 36 hours.
So the antibody test is a way for us to kind of retroactively look at people and determine whether or not they were infected or exposed to COVID-19 during the pandemic time.
Antibodies are proteins that help fight off infections and usually provide protection against getting that disease again, also known as immunity. To be tested for antibodies, an appointment must be made through the Patient Communication Center at 1-833-887-4863. In addition, walk-ins are welcome at primary care sites. To find the nearest location antibody collection site, visit uthealthrgv.org. Cost of antibody tests can be billed to individuals' insurance with an order from a UT Health RGV physician, or for those without insurance, a flat $75 fee. Exercise Science Senior Gabriela Valdez says she was one of the first students to use the COVID-19 testing when it was first announced in March at UTRGV.
UTRGV is doing a pretty good job, I think, when it comes to the UTRGV testing. They're one of the fastest turnaround times that I've seen so far. With UTRGV, I got results within like a day and a half.
The news release also states regular COVID-19 testing is ongoing at the 4 UT Health RGV drive-thru testing sites. For Vaquero Radio, I'm Victor Ramirez. The Student Government Association continues to advocate amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Reporter Justin Elizalde tells us more.
The UTRGV Student Government Association will continue to meet virtually to reach their goals during the coronavirus pandemic. In a statement sent to Vaquero Radio last Thursday, SJA President Victoria Lozano says the primary goal this semester is providing students with transparency and communication. SJA Vice President for Brownsville, Carlo Flores Carlson, says the administration has met with departments such as IT to bring resources to students.
We've had meetings with IT where we expressed, could we add more programs to our virtual lab, which you can log in online and utilize some of the programs that would be on a computer lab at one of our campuses.
Flores Carlson says it's one way that SJA has worked to help students who may not feel safe to return to campus or do not have the means to purchase software. According to the UTRGV website, the SJA serves as the official representation of the entire student body. Associate Dean of Students and SJA Advisor Delma Olivares says Zoom virtual meetings have become a creative solution to bringing the Senate and students together.
And I really feel like Zoom has enabled us to have the same footing in an online meeting setting. And so it doesn't matter where you are. Transportation is not an issue.
Olivares says that students have the opportunity to express their concerns at the beginning of Senate meetings. According to Olivares, Senate meetings are held every 2 weeks, and a new meeting time and day is being selected for the semester. A goal promised in the spring 2020 elections was for Americans with Disabilities Act compliance in buildings such as a communications radio TV studio located on the side of the UTRGV library on the Edinburgh campus. According to SJA Vice President for Edinburgh, Samantha Aleman Lopez, the promise continues to be worked on.
I remember our VP, Carlo Flores, he mentioned that one of his friends was trying to get into an interview upstairs, but he couldn't because he had mobility issues. So that's one thing that we want to try and talk to administration.
Aleman Lopez says she wants to be an advocate for students' voices to be heard. Students can visit SJA's Facebook page for current information and meeting times. For Vaquero News, I'm Justin Elizalde.
For his last story on Vaquero Radio, reporter Victor Rivero tells us about blood and plasma opportunities in Brownsville.
The Brownsville Rotary Club, in partnership with Vitaland, will be hosting blood and convalescent plasma drives throughout the month of September. The blood and plasma drives will be held in the Brownsville Event Center. Director of Community and Public Relations at Valley Regional Medical Center, Mariana Tomlinson, says that coronavirus does not stop the need for blood.
We need blood every day, and we're usually in short supply anyway, so when COVID hit, we started seeing less people donate blood.
According to an email sent to Vaquero Radio, the use of convalescent plasma is another way of treating COVID-19 patients. Tomlinson says in the first blood drives on August 11 and 12, they received blood donations from 50 individuals. According to a Vitaland flyer, the convalescent plasma and blood drives will be held from 1 to 7 p.m. Tuesday and September 14, 15, 24, and 30th. Treasurer for the Brownsville Rotary Club, Lisandro Garcia, says these drives are a combination of joint efforts.
So right now, it's a joint effort with multiple agencies. I mean, it's like talent, our club, the Rotary Club of Brownsville Sunrise, the two hospitals, Valley Regional and Valley Baptist, the City of Brownsville.
According to the Vitaland flyer, other agencies involved include the City of Brownsville Public Health Department, DHR Health, and DHR Health Institute for Research and Development. Garcia says Vitaland brings the logistics and manpower, while the Brownsville Rotary Club focuses on the community outreach. He wants to let the campus community know that donating is about saving local lives.
You are literally saving local lives, not around the U.S. No, local to the RGV lives by just giving an hour at most of your time.
Garcia says any blood or plasma donations that are collected will stay and be used in the valley. Tomlinson says although they are still asking for convalescent plasma, Vitaland continues to welcome any blood and plasma donors in these drives. The flyer states the mandatory use of face masks, social distancing, and other strict sanitation procedures will be implemented. For more information or to make an appointment, call 956-213-7500 or visit vitaland.org. This is Victor Rivero for Vaquero News.
And McLean goes up and throws down a monster dunk. That fires up the UTRGV Fieldhouse. And now time for Vaquero Sports.
Sports reporter Luis Rubio speaks with UTRGV athletics officials on how they are keeping student athletes safe.
The start of the new academic school year brings the return of UTRGV student athletes to campus. Despite the WAC deciding to suspend the fall 2020 season due to COVID-19 concerns, Student Athlete Advisory Committee President and UTRGV Women's Golf Redshirt Senior Rachel Yu still wants to attend practice and hit the weight room even if it means additional return to campus policies. Yu added that other UTRGV student athletes share the same sentiments.
If you really want to play, you're going to do what it takes to play. And even if that is kind of uncertain of like whether or not NCAA will allow a winter or a spring, we all just really want to play.
Vice President and Director of Athletics Chase Conque says UTRGV Athletics, in conjunction with the School of Medicine and UT Health RGV, are planning to give student athletes the safest possible return to campus. A return that would include bi-weekly tests, daily temperature checks, and frequent sanitization of high-traffic areas such as the Victory Center, training rooms, weight rooms, and athletic facilities.
So our goal is to test, to clear, to have physicals, to officially clear our student athletes, and then be able to practice, train, give our young people access to the facilities, whether it be the weight room, the training room, the Victory Center, venues that they call home as a student athlete.
Although UTRGV Athletics is taking an increase of COVID-19 precautions, Conque says, the key to prevention will be the continual education about the highly contagious virus to student athletes, coaches, and staff.
And once you explain that to all of us, it helps us understand, okay, I get it, and I get what I have to do and the responsibility I have to help keep our department safe.
Although Conque says tracking every student athlete's movement would be impossible, there is an expectation that protocol will be followed. Conque added that student athletes, coaches, and staff who do not follow protocol will face consequences from UTRGV Athletics, such as losing access to training facilities. For more updates and highlights, visit goutrgv.com. For Vaquero Radio, I'm Luis Rubio.
Luis Rubio reports on the one-year anniversary of a UTRGV athletics official and their experience of being a vaquero.
Vice President and Director of Athletics Chase Conque celebrated his one-year anniversary with UTRGV last Wednesday. According to Conque, he was able to increase community outreach by engaging with all UTRGV campuses in both Hidalgo and Cameron counties. Conque says the accomplishment he is proudest of in his first year was student-athlete success in the classroom.
Our record-breaking academic success, that needs to be number one. It was really impressive with a 3.8 cumulative GPA. And we knew we wanted to improve on it, but super proud of that.
Although UTRGV continues to be affected by the pandemic, Conque described his first year as 2 different 6-month terms of pre and current COVID-19. UTRGV President Guy Bailey says Conque has been a steady hand in the storm for the university during the COVID-19 pandemic, adding that Conque's first priority was the health and well-being of its students and student athletes as they safely return to campus.
You know, when we talked, he said the first thing I have to do is make sure that our students are protected, that our athletes are safe, and that no harm comes to them. He's done a great job at that.
Outside the athletics department, Conque has taken a liking to the Rio Grande Valley by citing the welcoming environment when he and his family first arrived. In Conque's first year in the valley, one of his favorite memories was being able to celebrate his wife's birthday at the beach.
My wife's birthday is in December, and it was one of our off weekends, and so we were able to go down to the island and spend a day on the beach there. And who would ever thought that in December that I'm an hour away from the coast and get to have that kind of day for her.
After 1 year at UTRGV, Conque is excited for the potential future growth of UTRGV athletics in the years to come. For more updates and highlights, visit goutrgv.com. Follow us on Twitter at Vaquero Radio to stay up to date. For Vaquero Radio, I'm Luis Rubio.
For today's weather report. Today, Brownsville will be mostly sunny with a high near of 97 degrees, heat index values as high as 114 degrees. Edinburgh will be sunny with similar weather with a high of 99 degrees and heat index value as high as 113 degrees. Stay hydrated, Vaqueros. Tuesday, Brownsville will be sunny with a high of 98, breezy with a southeast wind of 13 to 20 miles per hour. Edinburgh is going to be mainly hot and sunny with a near high of 100 degrees. That's it for your daily weather report. We'll see you all here next week.
And now for this week's event calendar.
Leadership and Mentoring will be hosting an event dedicated to bring people together who share similar identities. Finding Your Familia, Affinity Spaces. These are virtual spaces hosted by students to connect and build community. For times and more details, visit the UTRGV Student Activities website. University Recreation presents Late Night with the UREC on Thursday, September 3rd via Zoom. The event welcomes the UTRGV community to the fall 2020 semester. RSVP via V-Link to secure a late night t-shirt while being entered into a prize drawing throughout the event. Zoom link will be provided day of the event.
And that's it for today's newscast. If you have any story ideas, send us an email to radio@utrgv.edu. Vaquero Radio will not be having a newscast next Monday due to Labor Day celebration, but you can visit our website and social media for stories, updates, and much more. We'll see you all on September 14th at 9 a.m. here on Vaquero Radio.
This has been Vaquero News.